So we are discussing validation rules and we have seen some of the validation rules. So what a validation rule is? Validation rule, we are writing validation rules to validate what the user is providing the information. So whatever the information the user is providing us from the front end, we are going to validate it. So if you write a rule and if that rule, according to that rule criteria, if the information he is providing is wrong, then it is going to fire some validation rule. So the basic example of it is, just go to accounts and the navigation part for the validation rules is, you can see a quick access menu here. Okay, so here you can see view validation rules, right? So click on it and see there is a validation rule to make account number mandatory. Click on it, right? So what we have written is blank account number. So what it will do is, if you go to account and open, click on new, right? See here we have a field called account number. If the user is trying to save the record without giving any information in the account number, I don't want the user to save that record because account number is mandatory. If suppose you are running a banking application, account number is mandatory for each and every customer, right? So I want every user to enter the account number. For that, what I have written is, I have written a validation rule. So is blank account number. What it will do is, if the user is not providing any information in the account number field, it is going to fire a validation error message saying that please enter account number. This is the validation rule we have written for this one. You can edit it and you can see this is the function we are going to use here. We have used isBlank. So we have so many functions here. Okay. So each and every function is for a specific functionality. So I used isBlank. So to make the account number mandatory, I used isBlank function. Right. Now if you go to your account, try to give some information. So click on save. See here, account number is mandatory and must be more than 11 digits, right? So this is the error number we filed. That is the error message we filed. Okay, right. And there are some other validation rules. Okay, SIC number format. Right. So let me go and deactivate the other validation rules so that right. What I do is I will deactivate all this, because every time when I am entering some account record information, then I'm not able to save, because I need to provide all these information. So that is why I'm just deactivating some of the validation rules. Right. So only I need to activate it. right? Now only this validation rule is active. Okay, account number is mandatory, only this validation rule is active. Now these are some of the mandatory fields. Right, now I'm not giving any information in the account number. Now I'm trying to save the record. See here, I got the error message, please enter the account number. What is the validation rule I have written? Is blank account number. If this condition is satisfied, then the validation rule is going to throw the error message. Please enter the account number. So we got same error message. Please enter account number. Okay. So this is how we can validate the front end data. If suppose, see, account number must not be more than 11 digits. So we have written a validation rule for that. Let me show you that. See, this is the validation rule which we have written to make the account number not more than 11 digits. See, the error message we are going to fire is account number is mandatory and must not be more than 11 digits. So click on edit and activate it, right? So see here, we are taking the length of account number. If the account number length is more than 11 digits, then it is going to fire a validation error message. So what is the error message we are going to show on the front end? It is account number is mandatory. I want to remove it. Account number must not be more than 11 digits. Okay, save it, right? So we have one more validation rule, which is to make account number not more than 11 digits. Now go to the record and enter any account number of more than 11 digits and try to save. See, account number must not be more than 11 digits. So if you give some number which is not more than 11 digits, then you can able to save the record. So this is a validation rule. I mean, the user, whenever he is entering the information into the account record, we, before saving the record, before committing the record to the database, we are going to validate the information he has provided. So for that purpose we are writing validation rules. Okay, next. So we have seen some of the examples and those examples are available in the tutorial. So please refer to the tutorial and let me know if you got any doubts, right? So we'll see some other validation rules. So yesterday we have seen a validation rule for regular expression. Okay, so SIC number must be of, this type, like, what is this SIC number, right? I changed it. Okay, so we have seen SSN, right? Let me go for SSN. Yeah, SSN number format, right? Edit it. So yesterday we have seen a validation rule for SSN number format. I wanted to activate it again, and see here, the format must be like this: 3 zeros, a space, and 3 zeros, a space, and hyphen, and 3 zeros, hyphen, space, and 3 zeros. Okay, so we are also added the open brace and close braces. So now the format is this one, right? So we added open and closed braces for the first 3 digits and the next 3 digits, right? See here, we have added. See, you can see here. So what does it mean? So here it means from 0 to 9 you can take up to 3 characters. Okay, after that a closing brace. In the beginning you can have open brace, and 0 to 9, from 0 to 9 you can enter any 3 characters and a closing brace, and after that you can see a space here. See the difference? You can see a space. Okay, there is a space, and after that again one more open brace, and 0 to 9 characters you can enter 0 to 9, 3 digits you can enter from 0 to 9. After that closing brace, after that you can see a space here, there is a space and hyphen and a space. Okay, and again 0 to 9, 3 characters. Do we have the space? Yes, we have the space there also. So now I'm going to save this and let me show you how it is going to work. So edit the record, SSN number, give some random number, try to save it. It is giving you the error message and showing you the error message. Please enter the SSN number in this format. Now it is easy for user to understand, so that he is going to enter the SSN number in the same format. Now try to enter the SSN number in the specified format. I'm sorry. So I was explaining everything for her and she is not able to listen. Okay. So you can see the details on the screen. I mean, you are not able to listen, right? Sorry. So 2 minutes, please. She may join again. Right. So she may rejoin again. So let's continue. So this is the SSN number format which we have already seen yesterday. Right. So now I use the same format. Now I am able to save the record. So if you go to validation rule here, see I have used only numbers, but what if I want to use some alphabets? So if you see the PAN card number of India, it is mix of both numbers and characters. So I too wanted to have a SSN number with the same. Okay, I wanted to mix the SSN number with the alphabets. So in that case, after your 0 to 9, if you wanted to have some lower characters, I mean lower character alphabets, then just give A to Z. Okay, so here in the place of numbers, if I give alphabets, it won't take. Try to save it. Okay, it is not able to understand what it is. I mean, it is giving you some error message. So now I save this one. I have not saved this validation rule. So now I save this one. What I have done is just after 0 to 9, I included A to Z. Okay, right. I included A to Z after 0 to 9. Right. Now if I save it, I cannot see any error. Okay, that is saved. So now it is fine. It is accepting both alphanumerics. So I wanted to have some uppercase characters. In that case, just give capital A to Z. Okay, and save. Now what I do is I give any one of these uppercase characters. That is saved. Okay, so without giving uppercase characters here, let me show you. I remove this. Alright, so without giving uppercase characters, I am saving the record. Okay, right. So sorry for that. Right. So what I have done here, I removed the uppercase characters. See here, there are no uppercase characters in this one. Now if I go to this record and if I edit and save it, that should fire error message because there is a capital letter here. Try to save it. Please enter SSN number in this format. Okay. So go to your validation rule and give A to Z. Do the same here also. Here also I wanted to have small a to Z and capital A to Z. And
You put the underscore in capital A to Z in the first.
this hyphen. So next A to Z and capital A to capital Z, right? Save. Now the total SSN number format is total alphanumeric characters. You can enter any alphanumeric character in any place. So here There must be something wrong.
Underscore.
Right, let me check.
In the first capital letter Z.
Maybe that is the problem. Yeah, here I entered underscore. I'm sorry. Right. Now you are able to save this record. Okay. So we have given some alphanumerics randomly. Save. Right. Now the record is saved. So this is how you can use your validation rules so that the users will be entering the exact information. Okay. Right. Next. So we'll see some of other validation rules. So validation rules are very important. We are going to write many validation rules. Okay, for each and every object we may be going to write validation rules. So that is why I want to explain these validation rules with as many examples as I can. Right. So what I do is we have two fields. One is industry and the other is type. Where is industry? Industry is here. Okay, and here is type. Okay, so what I do is if industry is filled with something, okay, type should not, I mean type should also be filled with something. That means if industry is having some value, then in that case we should have some value in the type. Whenever there is some value in the industry, type should be mandatory. I wanted to achieve this functionality. So what is my goal? When I am giving some value in the industry field, then this type field should become mandatory. If I am not giving anything here, that's okay. No need to worry about type. But whenever I am giving some value in the industry, then type should be mandatory. I want to achieve this functionality. So let me show you how I can do that. Type should not be null. When industry is not null. So you cannot have more than this number of characters. So type, okay. So if you need to have some description, you can write so that other developers can easily understand the reason for writing this validation rule. Type should not be null when industry is having some value. So how we are going to do this one? So first I will show you how you can make a quick list field mandatory. Okay. So right. So you can use is blank or is null, right, for the number and text fields. So as it is a pick list field, we have already discussed we need to use text. We have already seen one example. Text of what I wanted to use. I wanted to make the type field mandatory. Okay. So is equal to give empty quotations. That's it. If that condition is satisfied, then it is going to fire some validation error message. Okay, so first I am just making the type field mandatory, and after that I am going to combine it with some other validation rule. Okay, type should not be null when industry is having some value. So we achieved half of the validation rule. So in the real time, if you got some doubt, so we need to achieve the functionality something like this. So this condition is depending on the industry field. So whenever industry is having some value, that means it is not equal to null. Okay, so for that, text of industry, so not equal to, we have a symbol, so we use angular brackets for this not equal to. Okay, right, so industry not equal to null, that means give some quotes. So this empty quotes represents null. When industry not equals to null, type should not be null. Okay, clear? So this condition, whenever the condition is satisfied, then it is going to fire validation rule. Okay, when the condition will be satisfied, industry is having some value here. Industry not equal to null means industry is having some value and type is not having any value. Okay, this is our requirement. So here both the conditions need to be satisfied. So for that we need to take AND operator. This one is making type field mandatory and this one is whenever industry not equal to null. We are combining both. So use comma, right? Check for syntax errors. Some errors, no errors. Okay, clear? Now save it, and now if you don't give any value in type, there is no problem. Okay, so where is industry? If there is no value in the industry, then if you don't give any value in type, that is fine, there is no problem. Type and industry, right? Now you are able to save this record. The record is saved. Now what I do is I give some value in the industry and I will check whether I am able to save the record or not. So I am not able to save the record because type should not be null when industry is having some value. So industry is having some value here, so I need to enter some value in the type. Save, right? That is saved. Okay, so this is how you can use your pick list fields in the validation rule. So always pick list field must be associated with text. Okay, right. Now we'll see some more validation rules. Right. So click on new. So what we do is now, so what I do is we have different values in the industry, right? So I will write a validation rule to prevent the user from changing the industry value from agriculture to apparel. Suppose there are very few, all the values are not there because we are using a different account today. So there is a particular reason for not showing all the industry fields here. Okay, so where is industry? Right, right. So all the fields are not there. Right. So don't worry about it. I mean, I'm going to get all the fields now, all the field values now. So don't worry about it, how I got those values. You may be not able to understand it, but it is fine. So go to setup. We'll see this concept in the future classes. For the previous batch, when I am dealing with record types, I did this one. So that is why now I am unable to see all the industry values here. So these are the selected values. So only these values can be seen. See here, from hospital healthcare to utilities, I can see the values. Okay, so I cannot see the other values above H. Okay, this is in the alphabetical order. Okay, so I can see the values from H to the end. Okay, but now if I change something here, then I'm able to see all the values. Right, so click on save. Now go to your account record and just refresh the page so that you are able to see all the values in the industry. Okay, agriculture. So what I do is now I don't want the user to change the industry pick list value from agriculture to apparel. Okay, from agriculture to apparel. So here now it is agriculture, and if he is changing this value to apparel, I wanted to fire a error message saying that you should not change industry from agriculture to apparel. Right, so let me go and write a validation rule for that. Industry field should not be changed from agriculture to apparel. Right, right. So we are using industry pick list here. Okay, so we have some functions. See here, is pick value. Is pick value is the function I am going to use. Okay, so what is pick value? Checks whether the value of a pick list field is equal to a string literal. Okay, so we are going to use this one, and one more thing we are going to use is prior value. Okay, I am going to use this prior value. Right, by using these two functions I am going to achieve this one. Okay, so as I am using these two functions, I have to use AND operator, and there is a open brace here, so I want to use a closed brace here. Okay, now is pick value, you have to write your pick list field here. Okay, so what I wanted to take here is I wanted to take prior value in that place. So this prior value of industry, let me write industry. This prior value of industry is going to give the present value in this one. So we are going to change it, right? So what is the existing value here? It is going to give in this place. Write your prior value. So industry prior value. What is the previous value for the industry and to what value we are going to change? So we have to compare. So it is going to give you the prior value of the industry. That means what is the existing value? We are going to change it to some other value, right? So the existing value will be coming here, right? So don't get confused. If that is agriculture, we need to mention what it is. If the prior value is agriculture, so this function will get the prior value, compares whether it is agriculture or not. Okay, so put it in quotes. Right, so what is the purpose of validation rule? Whenever the criteria is met, then it is going to fire the validation rule. So we need to clearly specify the criteria. So we are specifying the criteria of prior value equal to agriculture. And what is our goal? That should not be changed to apparel. So now you have to take is pick value again. Take is pick value. Okay, is pick value industry. So what is apparel here? It should not be changed to apparel, right? Okay, so any doubt here? Right. Okay, so there is a open brace and closed brace, and see, for this one we have here and for this one we have here. Okay, fine. Check syntax. Missing. Right. So what we are doing, we are combining two functions, so we need to have a comma. Okay, so we need to have a comma here and put the braces for this whole thing, right? Check syntax now. No errors found. Okay, any doubt? So copy this error message. Industry field should not be changed from agriculture to apparel. So exactly I wanted to have this error message at the industry field. Save. Right. Okay, so the record is, the validation rule is saved, and let me go and check whether it is working or not. So I don't want to create new account, just go for existing account. Where is my industry? Industry. I have given agriculture, that is saved. Now I am going to change it to apparel. Now I should get error, right? Okay, industry field should not be changed from agriculture to apparel. Okay, so this way you can use pick value, prior value functions. Okay, right. Next, there is one more function which we use sometimes. Is changed. Okay, so a user is entering a value in a field and you don't want to allow him to change it in the future. A user is entering a particular value in a particular field, but you don't want him to change that field information in the future. Maybe that is something like confidential. Okay, so you don't want him to change that field value, then you can use this one, is changed field value. So what fields we have? Annual turnover. Okay, maybe this is of revenue information, so I don't want this user to change this information. Okay, so let me write insert field. You can find the field here, annual turnover, click. Okay, now that's fine, that's it. Now go to this record and give some value, save it. So this error message we need to remove, right? Save it. What is that? Right, so right. Okay, now save. edit it. Save it. Right. So what does it mean is you have to take a fresh account, and while creating the record itself, we have to give some information. Right. So when you are working, you should get as many errors as you can. So errors make us to learn more, right? So if you are not getting errors, then annual turnover. The field is not available on this page layout. So let me change the page layout. Residential customer record type. So let me go to, this is of residential customer record type. Okay. So there is no annual revenue, annual turnover field on this layout. So I go to some other record type, industrial, right? You can see annual turnover here. Where is it? Here it is. So any mandatory fields? Yes, we have some mandatory fields. Give the value. Now try to save it. Account number is mandatory. SSN number. So this is the reason whenever you are entering new record information, it fires all the error messages and need to give all the values. It is not the error here. Where is the SSN number? Right. The record is saved now. Okay. So we have some annual turnover here. Now I'm going to change it and save it. See, annual turnover should not be changed. So we are not able to change this field value because we have a validation rule here. Okay. Same way, take one more example, create one more account. Account number is mandatory and SSN number format and these values and annual turnover. Save. That is saved, and now try to change the value and save again. Right. Annual turnover should not be changed. Okay. So these are all the some of the validation rules. Right. Now we'll go and see some formula fields also. Okay. So far we have created some of the fields of different data types, and now we'll go and see how we can create formula fields. Okay. So all the custom fields can be created by going to, see the navigation on account page. You can see this quick access menu, right? So you can see view fields here, or else you can find the fields here also. Customize, create. See, in the customize you have accounts, and if you click on fields, it will be taking you to this screen. If you scroll down, you can see new. Right. See here, you have a data type called formula. So formula field is a read-only field. Okay. So based on some back-end calculations, it is going to get some value. So we'll be writing a formula. Okay, suppose take this example. We have simple interest. Okay, so you'll be having principal, time duration, and rate of interest. So if we provide these three values, then we can write a formula to get simple interest. Okay, so that will be calculated in the backend, and that can be displayed on the detail page of the record. So I guess you people are aware of what is edit page and what is detail page. So edit page is, I mean, see here, this is the detail page. After saving the record, you are going to see this layout. So this is detail page. If you edit, this is edit layout. So formula fields cannot be seen on the edit layout, because if you are able to see that field on the edit layout, you are going to give some value in that. Okay, the user will try to give some value in the field. He'll be giving principal amount, time duration, and rate of interest, and the simple interest also. So then again, the compiler, what it will do, it has to calculate the simple interest based on the other three fields, principal amount and duration and rate of interest. So if the user is providing the simple interest information, then what is the meaning of having a validation rule in the backend? So that is why all the validation, all the formula fields are read-only fields. Based on the values you are provided in the other fields, it is going to be calculated. Okay, see here. Let me check whether we have that field already. Right, we have already created this field, but anyway, forget about it. I am going to create one more new field. Right, go next. So take the field label, write field label. So what I do is, we have a country field, right? So different countries will be having different country codes to make calls, right? So India is having +91, and US is having +1, and UK is having +44, right? So whenever user is giving country as India, the country code should be displayed as +91. Okay, and if that is USA, +1 should be displayed, and that is UK, +44 should be displayed. So how we are going to achieve that functionality, we'll see now. Right, take this country code. So now here you have to select the return type. Okay, so after calculating the formula, you are going to get some value. So what is that value? What is the data type of that value? If that is simple interest, that is of type currency. If you are going to calculate some date values, then you can take date. Date time, you can take date time. If that is number, you can take number, right? So if that is percentage, you can take percentage. So there is text also. Okay, so you need to determine what is the result of your formula field. Okay, so based on that you need to take. So +91, so it is having some special characters, so I should not take number, that should be text, because it is having plus, so that is a special character. So that is why we need to take text, right? So go next, and here we are going to calculate, here we are going to write the formula for this formula field. So do we have the country field? We have a custom country field, custom field. Okay, so all these fields are standard fields, account standard fields, and all the fields here are the custom fields. You can differentiate. If the field name is ending with underscore underscore C, by default that is custom field. Okay, so whenever you are dealing with the fields, whenever you are accessing the fields, and whenever you are using these fields in any other places, If that is a standard field, we have to take field name. Okay, see here we have used account number in one of the validation rules, right? Let me show you. In one of the validation rules, we used account number. Okay, so this is the account number. So click on it. What we have used here? Account number. So there is no space in between account and number. So if you come here, you have used field name, right? Not the field label. You should not use field label. You should use field name. And that is different in case of custom fields. If you come down, you have to take API name. Okay. In case of standard fields, you have to take a field name, and in case of custom fields, you have to take API name. Field name, API name. Okay. Don't get confused. So here country is a custom field I have. So what are the fields available? This is a pick list field. What are the values available in this country? Let me check. I have created a country pick list field and I have India, USA, UK. Right. Okay. So now I am going to write my validation rule here. So take if function, if, or else you can use functions here also. Okay. So if you go to some advanced formula, you can see all the functions. See, you have functions here, right? Remove it, and right, you have if. See here, always in the formula fields, the functionality of if function is you are going to write some condition here. The first one, you are going to, in the logical test one, you are going to write your criteria, your condition. What is the condition? And here, what is the value to be, what is the value to be assigned if the condition is satisfied? If this condition is satisfied, whatever you are writing here, this is going to be the result. Otherwise, this is the result of the formula field. Okay, right. So here, if country underscore underscore C. So if you don't know the API name, because we are using the custom field, if you don't know the API name, then you can use this one. Insert field, country. Country is a pick list field. Insert. Okay, we got that one. Right? If country, I need to write is equal to, in the quotations, give the pick list value India. Value if true, what is the value you wanted to give? What is the value? That is plus 91. That also we need to write it in quotes. Plus 91. Okay. So if that is false, what is the value you wanted to display? Null. So let me show you with one example. After that we can see by applying the same to USA and UK. Okay. Right. So check syntax. Field country is a pick list field. Pick list fields are only supported in certain functions. So can you tell me the mistake I have done here? Use text because it is a pick list field. Right. No syntax errors. Right. Next. Make it visible to all the profiles. These are all the profiles here. Make it visible to all the profiles. Click on next. And now save. Go to any of your account records. Right. So as it is a formula field, you cannot see that field on the detail page. On the edit page. Okay. So if you edit it, you cannot see that, but you can see your country field, right? Where is country? India, right? Give some values. So these are all the dependent pick lists. Okay, so if you give none here, city will be grayed out. If you give some value in the country, then you can see some values here. So this concept we are going to cover in the next class, right? So I have given country as India. That's it. I am not doing anything, and there is no country code field on the edit page. Control F, check for country code. There is no country code. There is zip code, postal code, SIC code. There is no country code field. Country code field is not there. I am going to save this one. Then you are going to see the country code with +91. See, country code +91. And see, you can see some lock symbol here because this is a formula field and you cannot edit it. You cannot edit this one. This is a formula field. It is going to be calculated in the back end. Okay. Now if you edit it, this field will not be displayed. Edit. Now there is no country code. If you want, you can search. There is no country code, right? So now try to implement the same for USA and UK. This is the country code. Edit it, right? So now just copy it. The error value you can give in the end. Right, now you have to give the error value also. If none of the conditions is satisfied, then what is the error value you wanted to have? Null. You have to give it in the end. Okay, so we have 3 opening braces and we need to have 3 closing braces. So country is here, that is open brace and close brace for each and every country here, but there are 3 open braces and so we need to have 3 closing braces. So try to give in this format so that you can easily understand. For each and every opening brace there must be a closing brace, right? If you give like this, then it will be easy for you to understand. Right, now check for the syntax. Right, no syntax errors. If you don't give any value here, then see incorrect number of parameters, because if function should have 3 parameters. First parameter is your condition and what is the value you want if the condition is satisfied, that is your second parameter, and what is the value you want if the condition is not satisfied, that is your third parameter. So whenever you are dealing with if conditions in the formula fields, you need to supply 3 parameters. Okay, so give null value. This is my value if none of the conditions is satisfied, right? So check syntax, no errors found, click on save. Right, so now come back to the record and now I want to change this one, USA, save, and you are going to get +1 in the place of country code. This is locked because of The field is a formula field. Edit it, change it to UK, save. The country code is +44. Don't give any value. Save. There is no value in the country code because there is no country selected. Select one country. Alright. So this is how you can use your formula fields. Okay. So already we have one more formula field. I will show you that also. Very simple one that is. So you can see here this is a formula field and this is a formula field. Simple interest I calculated. Okay. So edit it. If loan amount greater than some value. Okay. So this is my simple interest. Okay. So if loan amount is greater than this value, the rate of interest I am charging is 0.1%. If loan amount is not greater than this value, the rate of interest I am going to charge is 0.2. So there is one condition block, one true block and one false block. Okay. So this is how you can create the formula fields. Okay. Now if you provide the information of loan amount, number of years, these two are enough. Okay. The simple interest will be calculated based on the loan amount and number of years. Right. So try to achieve this one. So you try to get it on your own. Right. So any doubts? So these are all very simple ones and definitely these are the ones we are going to use in the real time. Okay. Maybe the criteria may change, but this kind of examples we can see in the real time. Okay. Hi Jay.